Councilmember Malson.
Well, since this is more than likely my last meeting, I do have a, I think I use my 5 minutes.
Please feel free.
Okay. My time serving the citizens of Galt has been both challenging and fulfilling for me, and a responsibility I took fairly seriously. My family and I have lived here for 26 years now, and we share the same concerns as many of those in the community do. In these last 20 years, serving this community, I've been a planning commissioner, regional representative for a solid waste advisory committee, History and Science Commission, Sacramento Environmental Commission, League of California Cities, Transportation, Communications, Public Works Policy Committee, say that one quick, Greenprint Committee, Local Government Commission, Rails to Trails Advisory Committee, Citizen Safety Committee, Architectural Review Committee, Cities and Schools Joint Powers Authority. In addition, I worked my way these last 4 years with the League of California Cities up to being on the General Resolutions Policy Committee, which is, I believe, the first time that Galt's ever been represented on that committee. And then along the way, I was on the Aquatic Center and Skate Park Ad Hoc Design Committees. I also, like Al mentioned, thank you, Al, I was president of the Historical Society, I think the year before you were. And we were board members on the Ray House Museum board together. I've also been involved in the last general plan, 1989. Been working on the current general plan. Maybe that thing will get done one of these days. Park master plan, zoning code update, Northeast area specific plan. And I might add, these last 20 years, I don't ever recall missing a scheduled meeting. So when we first moved to Galt, my family first moved to Galt, we had a population here of 5,575. I went back and looked at it. That was back in 1981. My first involvement with the city was in 1986, and that was with the Quail Hollow subdivision. Since then, I was involved with the Formosity subdivision, the Diamond Collection, which I believe is where Vice Mayor lives. We're a middle school relocation. You know, it used to be at the Save Mart Save Mart Shopping Center, and the Save Mart Shopping Center. I can remember when that was dedicated, and the entire Northeast area, including, of course, the Raleigh Shopping Center. Basically, if you moved to a new development in Galt since 1986, I've been involved in some way in that development. And we now have 23,000 people. So I guess you could say 17,500 wanted to move to our city, live here, and raise a family. And you know what? We still have a great American little town. Also during this period, we got to see what was happening north of here. What a horror story. Elk Grove is probably a poster child of what not to do. They've got traffic, gridlock. They do have sales tax. But you know what? They've lost their identity. You used to be able to go to Elk Grove. You knew where Elk Grove was. Now try to find where it was. It used to be. You know, Galt still has its identity. And during this entire period of serving the city, I never made a decision I felt was not the right thing to do for our citizens. I know some of my decisions probably upset certain factions of the community, but hard decisions have to be made if you truly put what's best for the city first. And in my years of service, I was always willing to do that. I was also willing to talk and meet with anyone on any issue for whatever reason, and I found out pretty early on not to jump into any conclusions without hearing all sides. Sometimes you're kind of surprised in the middle of things you think is going one way, and somebody comes up and it really changes your mind. So you have to have an open mind in making these decisions and get as much information as you can, again, to make the best decision for the city. And I found that a lot of the decisions, the good ones, the way our government's set up, it's supposed to end up in the middle. That's why you have 5 council members. And no one's always supposed to get everything they always want. You just have to learn that's part of governance. And you have to accept that. It's hard to believe 20 years have passed since I first got involved with our city. And this period has been one of the greatest honors of my life. But now it's time to transition, and it will be the first time in 4 years that I can use my vacation for my family, myself, instead of the city. I plan on working some projects that I put off for 4 years. You ought to see my lawn, and I think my pickup truck's colored dirt now. I wish our new city council well. They're going to have some pretty wicked decisions ahead of them pretty quickly. And I will miss working with staff. Every one of them is excellent. They understand they are a service organization in this community, and you have to commend them for their support and the job they do. They're experts in what they do. That's why they do it. Finally, I have to recognize my wife. Believe me, without her support, I wouldn't have lasted 5 minutes. She has truly put up with an awful lot over these past 20 years. But without her encouragement and assistance, it just wouldn't have happened. It's been invaluable to me. Thank you.
Thank you.